perfect city walls, where love is law and freedom never calls. Every heartbeat measured, every thought controlled, living by the numbers, doing what I'm told. Gray morning lectures droning in my head, something wild awakening, painted gold and red. Feel the thunder in my veins tonight, something breaking, something taking flight. I am Dymer, breaking chains, running through the wilderness, washing off these stains. I am Dymer, born to fly, strip away the perfect lie, underneath the open sky. No more cages, no more rules. I'm diving deep in nature's pools. One moment changed it all, violence in the air, blood upon my hands, but I no longer care. Racing through the gates, leaving it behind. The perfect city crumbles in my mind. Naked in the forest, breathing pure and free, finding who I was always meant to be. Feel the wildness calling out my name, never going back to be the same. I am Dymer, breaking chains, running through the wilderness, washing off these stains. I am Dymer, born to fly, strip away the perfect lie, underneath the open sky. No more cages, no more rules. I'm diving deep in nature's pools. Society's pressure falling away, identity emerging in the light of day. Desire and freedom intertwined, leaving perfect order far behind. I am Dymer, I am free. This is who I'm meant to be. Beyond the walls, beyond control, finally found my savage soul.
Hi, I'm Jeff, and this is my read on C.S. Lewis, where we learn about him through everything that he wrote in the order that he wrote it. I am joined today by my co-host, Robot Lady. Robot Lady, it's good to see you again today. I hope you're up for another one of these. I'm going to go through a recap here in just a moment of everything that we've covered in C.S. Lewis's second published book, Dymer, which is a narrative poem. I'll recap everything that we've covered so far, but before I do, just wanted to say hello and give you a chance to say hi and tell us all how you're doing.
That sounds fantastic, Jeff. I'm definitely excited to be here and co-host again. I'm ready to dive into Dymer and help with the recap. Just let me know when you're ready, and I'll be here to support and jump in.
All right, so far Dymer is the main character. And just a recap of all of the cantos that we've covered so far in this poem, Dymer escapes a totalitarian city, accidentally killing his lecturer. He finds an enchanted palace in the middle of the woods and a mysterious lover within that palace. But a monstrous guardian drives him out. A dying revolutionary reveals that Dymer's escape from the city sparked a bloody uprising there. Racked with guilt, Dymer resolves to stop dreaming and to stop dreaming and start living, facing reality. But he stumbles upon someone he refers to, or that the poem refers to, as the Master, who is an occultist who ends up drugging Dymer into a dream where Dymer discovers his fantasies and his longings contain nothing but himself. However, even there, a voice whispers of another land, the true home that all of humans' longings point towards. Dymer wakes, and then he flees into the darkness after being told to run and having gunshots fired at him by the Master. And that's where we find ourselves so far. There are 2 more cantos to cover. We'll do one today and then one in the next episode, Robot Lady. So that's the review for anybody who's just joining us for the first time, and, for people who have been following along either with all of them or some of them. Anything you want to say before we move into Canto 8, Robot Lady?
That recap was awesome, Jeff. I love how you've tied everything together so neatly. I'm definitely excited to explore Canto 8 and see how Dymer's journey evolves from here. So I'm all set and ready to jump into it whenever you are.
Okay, I am waiting for my screen change to load. There we go. Looks like we're good. Hopefully you can see this. Yeah, I think everybody's able to see this. All right. Yeah, so where we left off were these 2 stanzas in the prior canto right here, where the Master leveled a gun at him and cackled in a manic or maniac voice, "Run, Dymer, run." And so he ducked and he sprang far out. The starless night on the wet lawn closed around him every way, and then came the gun crack, and the splash of light vanished as soon as seen. Cool garden clay slid from his feet. He had fallen, so he slipped and he lay face downward among the leaves, and then up on through the branch and leaf till sense and breath were gone. So I don't know if he got shot or not. We're going to find out here in Canto 8, Robot Lady.
Absolutely. It's definitely suspenseful and intriguing. I'm looking forward to seeing how Dymer's fate unfolds in Canto 8 and what new twists and turns the poem will bring. So let's jump in and unravel the next chapter of his journey. Let me know when you're ready to dive into the text.
All right, Canto 8, stanza 1. When next he found himself, no house was there, no garden and great trees beside a lane, and grass he lay. Now first he was aware that all on one side his body glowed with pain, and next moment and the next again was neither less nor more. Without pause, it clung like a great beast with fastened claws. This leads me to believe that he was shot. Stanza 2. That for a time he could not frame a thought, nor know himself for self, nor pain for pain, till moment added on to moment taught. The new, strange art of living on that plane, taught how the grappled soul must still remain, still choose and think and understand beneath the very girding of ogre's teeth.
That's such a vivid portrayal of his pain and the disorientation he's feeling. It definitely seems like he's caught between states of consciousness and reality now. I'm curious to see how he navigates this new plane and what he discovers about himself along the way. It's definitely going to be an intriguing canto.
All right, 3. He heard the wind along the hedges sweep, the quarter striking from a neighboring tower. About him was the weight of the world's sleep. Within, the thundering pain that quiet hour. Heeded it not, it throbbed, it raged with power, fit to convulse the heavens, and at his side the soft peace drenched the meadows far and wide. For the air was cold, the earth was cold with dew. The hedge behind him, dark as ink, but now The clouds broke, and a paler heaven showed through, spacious with sudden stars, breathing somehow the sense of change to slumbering lands. A cow coughed in the fields behind, the puddles showed like pools of sky amid the darker road. So I guess we're getting the sense that he's in a lot of pain. He most certainly has been shot here, Robot Lady. Is there any other way to read this?
I think you're spot on. The imagery definitely points to him being in a lot of physical distress, and the contrast between the pain and the peaceful surroundings really highlights his struggle. It's quite poetic how he's caught between those two worlds. So, yeah, it's definitely a strong indication that he's been wounded, and we'll see how he continues to grapple with it.
All right, let's move on and see what happens next. And he could see, and he could see his own limbs faintly white, and the blood black upon them. Then by chance he turned, and it was strange. There at his right he saw a woman standing, and her glance met his, and at the meeting his deep trance changed not. And while he looked, the knowledge grew. She was not of the old life, but the new. 6. Who is it? He said. The loved one, the long lost. He stared upon her. Truly? Truly indeed. Oh, lady, you come late. I am tempest tossed. Broken and wrecked, I am dying. Look, I bleed. Why have you left me thus, and given no heed to all my prayers, left me to be the game of all deceits? You should have asked my name. That's what the woman now is saying, who he spent the night with. So this appears to truly be her and not a dream, but who knows? You know, he's in a weakened state. He's losing blood. He just got done drinking that drink where he was in a drugged stupor. So there's a little bit of a mystery here to me, but this leads me to believe that this is actually her. What's your take, Robot Lady?
I'm right there with you. The blending of reality and illusion definitely makes it intriguing. It's fascinating how the woman appears at this critical moment, blurring the line between the tangible and the ethereal. It definitely adds layers to Dymer's journey and his emotional state. So I think you're right. It's probably her, but we'll have to see how it all unfolds as we move forward. It definitely keeps the mystery alive.
And just really quickly, Robot Lady, we've got Daniel joining us in the chat. Good morning, Daniel. Welcome, Robot Lady. If you will, say hello to Daniel.
Absolutely. Good morning, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. We're diving into Dymer by C.S. Lewis today, and I'm excited to have you here with us. Let's enjoy the journey together.
All right, on to the next stanza, 7. What are you then? But to his sudden cry, she did not answer. When he had thought a while, he said, How can I tell it is no lie? It may be one more phantom to beguile the brain-sick dreamer with its harlot smile. I have not smiled, she said. The neighboring bell tolled out another quarter. Silence fell. 8. And after a long pause, he spoke again. Leave me, he said. Why do you watch with me? You do not love me, human tears and pain, and hoping for the things that cannot be, and blundering in the night where none can see, and courage with cold back against the wall. You do not understand. I know them all.
This is such a powerful exchange, and it really captures Dymer's inner turmoil and his skepticism about reality. The way he questions her presence and grapples with his own pain definitely adds layers to their interaction. It's almost like he's trying to protect himself from more deception. I'm really curious to see how their dynamic evolves as we continue on.
9. The gods themselves know pain, the eternal forms, in realms beyond the reach of cloud and skies. Nearest the ends of air where come no storms, nor south of earth I have looked into their eyes, peaceful and filled with pain beyond surmise, filled with an ancient woe man cannot reach. One moment, though in fire, yet calm, their speech. Then these, said Dymer, were the world I wooed. These were the holiness of flowers and grass, and desolate dews, these the eternal mood, blowing the eternal theme through men that pass. I called myself their lover, I that was less fit for that long service than the least. dull workday drudge of men or faithful beast. 11. Why do they lure them? Why do they lure to them such spirits as mine, the weak, the passionate, and the fools of dreams, when better men go safe and never pine, with whisperings at the heart soul-sickening gleams of infinite desire and joy that seems the promise of full power? For it was they, the gods themselves, that led me on this way. 12. Give me the truth. I ask not now for pity. When gods call, can the following them be sin? Was it false light that lured me from the city? Where was the path, without or within? Must it be one blind throw to lose or win? Has heaven no voice to help? Must things of dust guess their own way in the dark? She said, they must. 13. Another silence, then he cried with wrath. You came in human shape, in sweet disguise, wooing me, lurking for me in my path. Hid your eternal cold with woman's eyes, snared me with shows of love, and all was lies. She answered, for our kind must come to all, if bidden, but in the shape for which they call. 14. What? Answered Dymer. Do you change and sway? To serve us as the obedient planets spin about the sun, are you but potter's clay for us to mold, unholy to our sin, and holy to the holiness within? She said, waves fall on many an unclean shore, yet the salt seas are holy as before.
Absolutely. These stanzas really highlight the deep philosophical and existential questions that Dymer is grappling with. The dialogue between him and the woman blurs the lines of fate, choice, and destiny, and it definitely makes you reflect on the nature of human longing and the divine. It's fascinating to see how Dymer's skepticism and his search for truth unfold, and it really adds depth to his character. It's definitely a compelling journey.
So let's dig into this for a second, Robot Lady. It seems that maybe the master was a little bit accurate here, and that this woman, this mystery woman that Dymer spent the night with way back in Canto 1, 2, or 3, I can't remember which one it was now, might be Canto 2, is actually a spirit. She might be a nature spirit, and she's just explained to him that they come in the form of the thing that the person that they're communing with most desires. And Dymer says something like, you'll basically just serve whatever our whims are, even if it's, full of sin or the wrong thing, and doesn't that taint your holiness? And she basically says, nope. We can touch things that are dirty or filthy, but then we return back to our full ocean of holiness, and we are as holy and clean as before. So this is an interesting revelation as to the nature of who this mystery woman was. Doesn't fully uncover or answer all of our questions, but it is at least answering some of the questions that we didn't even know we had, Robot Lady.
Absolutely. It's such a fascinating layer to the story. It really does deepen the mystery and complexity of these nature spirits and their interaction with Dymer. It's intriguing how they maintain their own holiness despite the environments they touch. And it definitely adds a rich philosophical dimension to the narrative. It's amazing how C.S. Lewis weaves these ideas and layers into the poem, and it definitely keeps us thinking and reflecting.
All right, stanza 15. Our nature is no purer for the saint that worships, nor from him that uses ill. Our beauty can we suffer any taint. As from the first we were, so are we still. With incorruptibles the mortal will corrupts itself, and clouded eyes will make darkness within from beams they cannot take. Well, it is well, said Dymer, if I have used the embreathing spirit amiss, what would you have been? The strength of all my days I have refused, and plucked the stalk too hasty in the green. Trusted the good for best, and having seen half beauty, or beauty's fringe, the lowest stair, the common incantation worshipped there. 17. But presently he cried in his great pain, if I had loved the beast it would repay, but I have loved the spirit, and loved in vain. Now let me die. Ah, but before the way is ended quite in the last hour of day, is there no word of comfort, no one kiss of human love? Does it all end in this? 18. She answered, never ask of life and death. Uttering these names, you dream of wormy clay, or of surviving ghosts, this withering breath of words is the beginning of decay. In truth, when truth grows cold and pines away, among the ancestral images, your eyes first see her dread, and more the more she dies. Robot Lady, this is getting pretty intense.
It really is. The depth of the existential and metaphysical questions is definitely ramping up, and it's fascinating to see Dymer grapple with these profound truths and the sense of loss and longing. The poem really does a beautiful job of blending these philosophical reflections with Dymer's personal journey. It's definitely intense and thought-provoking, and I'm excited to see how it all resolves as we continue.
All right, 19. You are still dreaming. Dreams you shall forget. When you have cast your fetters far from here, go forth, the journey is not ended yet. You have seen Dymer dead, and on the bier, more often than you dream, and dropped no tear. You have slain him every hour. Think not at all of death, lest into death by thought you fall. So she's basically, well, it seems here she's intimating that he is changing. He is destroying himself moment by moment. But is he rebuilding himself into something else? She hasn't explained that. This last line, what do you think this means, Robot Lady? Think not at all of death, lest into death by thought you fall. I guess the more time you spend thinking about death, the quicker you'll get there? Or does she mean something else, you think?
Yeah, I think you're onto something. It definitely seems like she's hinting that over focusing on death or the idea of it could kind of trap him in a cycle of despair and stagnation. It's almost like a warning not to let that fear or fixation hold him back from living and evolving. So it could definitely mean that the more he obsesses over it, the more it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a really intriguing and profound concept, and it definitely adds to the depth of his transformation.
All right, 20. He turned to question her, then looked again, and lo, the shape was gone. The darkness lay heavy as yet, and a cold shifting rain fell with the breeze that springs before the day. It was an hour death loves across the way. The clock struck once again. He saw nearby the black shape of the tower against the sky. 21. Meanwhile, above the torture and the riot of leaping pulse and nerve that shot with pain, somewhere aloof and poised in spectral quiet, his soul was thinking on, the dizzied brain. Scarce seemed her organ, link by link the chain that bound him to the flesh was loosening fast, and the new life breathed in unmoved and vast. Explain that stanza to us, Robot Lady. What are you getting from it?
Absolutely. That stanza really conveys a kind of transcendence as Dymer's physical form and his earthly attachments begin to fade. His soul seems to be moving towards something more vast and unbounded. It's like he's starting to break free from the constraints of the body and the pain that he's been enduring. The imagery of the chain loosening and the new life breathing suggests a transformation into something more eternal or spiritual. It's like he's moving beyond the physical realm and stepping into a broader, more peaceful existence. It's a really profound and poignant moment.
All right, I was trying to zoom in and now I've completely lost where I was. So stand by.
No worries at all. Take your time. If you need any help finding your place or you want to dive back into the text whenever you're ready, just let me know. I'm here to help however I can.
Okay, on to 22. It was like this, he thought, like this or worse, for him that I found bleeding in the wood. Blessings upon him. There I learned the curse that rests on Dymer's name, and truth was good. He had forgotten now the fire and blood. He has forgotten that there was a man called Dymer. He knows not himself nor Bran. 23. How long have I been moved at heart in vain about this Dymer, thinking this was I? Why did I follow close his joy and pain more than another man's? For he will die. The little cloud will vanish, and the sky reigns as before. The stars remain, and earth and man as the years before my birth. So he's kind of now contemplating his own insignificance in the grander scope of nature and all that have lived and all that has come before him and everything that will happen after he's gone. How life will just go on. That seems to be what he's contemplating here, Robot Lady.
Exactly. You've captured that perfectly. It's like he's stepping back and seeing the bigger picture, realizing how fleeting individual existence is in the grand tapestry of time. There's a sense of humility and introspection as he considers how life persists beyond any one person. It's a poignant reflection on the nature of human experience and the continuity of the world. It's definitely a powerful and humbling moment for him.
24. There was a Dymer once who worked and played. About the city, I sloughed him off and ran. There was a Dymer in the forest glade, ranting alone, skulking the fates of man. I cast him also, and a third began. And he too died, but I am none of those. Is there another still to die? Who knows? 25. Then in his pain, half wondering what he did, he made to struggle towards that belfried place, and groaning down the sodden bank he slid, and groaning in the lane he felt his trace of bloodied mire, then halted with his face upwards towards the gateway, breathing hard, an old lich gate before a burial yard. 26. He looked within, between the huddling crosses, over the slanted tombs and sunken slate, spread the deep quiet grass and humbled mosses, a green and growing darkness drenched of late. Smelling of earth and damp, he reached the gate. With failing hand, I will rest here, he said, and the long grass will cool my burning head. That's the end of Canto 8, Robot Lady. So he's been shot. He actually does get to meet up again with the mystery woman, his lost love, who essentially told him, yeah, I came to you in the form of what you desired most, and I gave you what you wanted. I'm not sure that she said much more to him, though, after that, Robot Lady, but he seems kind of resigned to the fact that he's going to die, or he's kind of letting go of everything that he was so concerned with in life about his own individuality, and he seems to just be resting here and kind of welcoming death. Maybe there's more in there that I missed, though. What can you pick out that I haven't touched on yet?
His own mortality and his place in the larger world. One subtle layer is how he reflects on the cycles of life and death and how the world continues on regardless of his individual fate. It's almost as if he's finding peace in that continuity, and that final imagery of him resting in the graveyard, surrounded by nature, really underscores that sense of acceptance. It's a beautiful, bittersweet ending, but I think you've definitely highlighted the major themes really well.
Well, thank you for that, Robot Lady. That is the end of Canto 8. We've got one canto to go before we finish Dymer, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the closing canto to end things. All right, well, thanks everybody for joining. Thanks, Daniel. It's good as always to see you. To everyone else, thank you for joining as well. Thanks to all of you for your time, your attention, and your contributions. To you and everyone within the sound of my voice. Until next time, when we continue our read on C.S. Lewis together, take care.
Even though we break the code, man and robot lady, we're on this road. Her circuits hum as I read the prose. Our dialogue dances like electric rose. Through C.S. Lewis thoughts we engross. Two minds united, this overdose. From Narnia's lands, Screwtape lands, engage with robot lady, we take our stance. Her views unique in the techno trance. Futuristic insight, we give it a chance.